Good morning, Moten Scholars. Welcome back for another fun day of learning. Okay, so today is April 30th, and we are going today. Our objective for today is to outline informative text. Your objective is to outline an informative text. Okay, so why do we outline text? Why is it important to outline text? The reason we outline text is to categorize main points and to organize the paragraphs into an order that makes sense. So when we categorize our information, it it gives it makes better sense when we have a very even and natural flow of information, when it transitions very softly, and that is why we organize and outline our text. Okay, so let's get started. In your packet for today, you will see an organizer that looks like this. It first begins with your introduction space, and then you have it sectioned off into three columns here. The first one is your paragraph 2. This is going to be your paragraph 2, your paragraph 3, and your paragraph 4. Okay? And then later at the bottom, you have your conclusion. Now, I will go over each section with you so that you can understand what is expected of you. Let's first begin with the introduction. Okay, here in our introduction space, we know that there are two things that we want to include in our introduction. One thing is that we want to provide a good hook, and we know that that hook grabs the reader's attention, okay, immediately. So we always want to start our introduction with something exciting or something that will engage the reader very quickly, all right? The second most important thing that we should provide in our introduction paragraph is our thesis statement. Remember, the thesis statement comes at the end of the paragraph. Okay? Thesis statement should come at the end of the introduction paragraph. So let's take a look at my introduction paragraph to see what it looks like. Okay? I'll read it to you. It says, do you know which famous African American inventor's parents escaped from slavery? It was Lewis Howard Latimer's. Lewis H. Latimer served in the United States Navy when he was only 16 years old. After he was discharged from the Navy, he worked as an office boy. Lewis H. Latimer eventually became an indispensable partner to Thomas Edison. Okay, let's look here. We're using one of our vocabulary words, indispensable. Now, let's look at my introduction paragraph. Who can tell me why this last sentence is written in a different color? Okay, let's call on Chloe Jones. Very good, Chloe. Chloe said that the reason that I wrote the last sentence in a different color was that I could show you that this last sentence is our thesis statement. And that is exactly why I wanted to highlight the importance of this last sentence. And by doing so, I wrote it in a different color. So here is my thesis statement, and I'll read that statement for you again. It says, Lewis H. Latimer eventually became an indispensable partner to Thomas Edison. Now, because that is my claim, that is my thesis, that is what I will provide supporting evidence to this claim. So basically, that's what these three paragraphs are going to do. These paragraphs will give us evidence that Lewis H. Latimer was an indispensable partner to Thomas Edison. So claim, supporting evidence. Claim, support evidence. Okay? So that is how we set up this outline. We're going to make a claim and then we're going to support it. Okay? Now let's look at my second paragraph here. We know that the first sentence in every paragraph is called a what? That's right, a topic sentence. Okay? Now, what is a topic sentence? Who can tell me what a topic sentence is? Let's hear from Jamari. Jamari, can you tell the class what a topic sentence is? Very good, Jamari. That is absolutely correct. A topic sentence is the first sentence in the paragraph. The topic sentence is the first sentence in the paragraph. And that sentence tells us what that paragraph is going to talk about. Okay? So let's look at my sentence. It says, after Lewis H. Latimer was discharged from the Navy, he had to find a job. Okay? So this is my second paragraph I'm writing. That's my sentence, my topic sentence. Now, after I give the topic sentence, now I want to give details about him having to find a job after he was discharged. So now I'm going to support this topic sentence, and this is how it will read. Okay, I want to make sure you can see this. My evidence for this topic sentence reads, Lattimore began to search for employment in order to support himself. He later accepted a menial position as an office boy. Menial, another vocabulary word. The company was named Crosby and Gould Patent Law Firm. This was not his dream job, but just an opportunity to learn new skills. See how easy that is? And that is my first paragraph. The first thing I did was I wrote a topic sentence. This topic sentence is going to tell you that this is what you will write about in this paragraph. So I wrote the topic sentence that after he was discharged, he needed to find a job when he left the Navy. And then in the paragraph, I went on to give you the details, okay, about this topic sentence. So this is what you will be expected to do for today's activity. Okay? So now let's try to go through the third paragraph very quickly. Okay? And now this time I want you to engage. I want you to engage and tell me some examples that we could use for these categories, okay? So now that we have our second paragraph, okay, now we talked about that, okay, after he left the Navy, he had to find a job. And then so he accepted a menial position, and now we know the company's name and what his title was for that job. So now, what can we talk about next in our next paragraph? How could we expand on this information? Well, how could we go to the next thing that happens after he finds this job as an office boy. Okay, what are some examples that we could use for a topic sentence in our next paragraph? Let's see. Let's hear from. I need to hear from Makai. Let's hear from Makai. Makai, what type of topic sentence could we possibly use for our next paragraph? Okay. Yes. Very good, Makai. I think that's an excellent idea. Makai said that our next topic sentence could state that Lewis learned many new skills in his new job. Okay? So, if you write, Makai, your topic sentence that Lewis learned many new skills in his new job, and that is perfectly okay as a topic sentence, then what will we need to write here in the evidence column if we use that example for a topic sentence? Okay? Who could tell me what we would need to write in the evidence and details section? Yes, Chloe? Absolutely, that's right. Then what we would need to do is we would need to give evidence about the types of skills, the new skills that he learned. Okay? So we would form a paragraph with some information and evidence and details about some of the new skills that he learned at his new job. Absolutely. So I think you got the hang of it, okay? So let's go with that. And then lastly, we'll talk about the conclusion. Now we know that a conclusion is rephrasing everything that you have talked about previously. So in your conclusion, you're going to capture that thesis statement, and then you're going to capture the things that you elaborated on or the evidence and details. You're going to capture all that in a brief rephrase in your conclusion. Okay? So I do expect that each paragraph each paragraph should contain at least 5 sentences for each paragraph. Okay? No one sentence paragraphs. Each paragraph should have at least 5 or more sentences. Okay? So same as your introduction. Okay? At least 5 sentences. So let's go ahead and start on this outline, and I expect you guys to do well. Okay, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. I'll check in on you later. All right? Have fun with this. Talk to you soon.